Hello, cockatiel lovers. If you've made it here, it's because just like me, you have a special passion for these adorable little creatures that conquer our hearts with their expressive crests and unique personalities. Today we're going to talk about something very important, 5 things you should never do with your cockatiel. And if this content is useful to you, how about leaving a loving like and subscribing to the channel? That way you won't miss any special tips about caring for these wonderful birds. You know, each cockatiel is a world of its own. They have distinct personalities, peculiar preferences, and an intelligence that often surprises us. But precisely because they are so special, some of our behaviors can be harmful to them, even when we have the best intentions. So let's discover together what to avoid to ensure that our feathered friend lives happily and healthily by our side. First thing you should never do, force interactions or caresses. Have you ever noticed how your cockatiel tilts its head when paying attention to something? Or how it raises that beautiful crest when curious or alert? These are signals from their body language, and ignoring them can be a big mistake. Many people, with all the love in the world, want to pet and interact with their cockatiels all the time. But these birds have moments when they prefer to be alone, just like us. When a cockatiel moves away, lowers its body, or makes sounds of discomfort, it's clearly saying, "Not now, please." Forcing affection or interaction can generate stress, anxiety, and even aggressive behaviors. It's like someone insisting on hugging you when you just want a moment of peace. Cockatiels are animals that greatly value respect for their personal boundaries. By the way, speaking of respecting our cockatiels, did you know there are specific products that can make their lives much more comfortable and fun? In the description of this video, I've left a link to a special selection of toys, perches, and accessories that really make a difference in these birds' well-being. It's worth taking a look. These are items I use myself and recommend from the heart. Second thing you should never do, ignore stress signals. Cockatiels are masters of nonverbal communication. They have an impressive repertoire of gestures, sounds, and postures that tell us exactly how they're feeling. The problem is that we often don't pay enough attention to these signals. When a cockatiel is stressed, it may pluck its own feathers, become excessively quiet, or conversely, vocalize repetitively and anxiously. It may also rock compulsively or constantly hide. These behaviors aren't fussiness or quirks, they're cries for help. A stressed cockatiel is trying to tell us that something in its environment or routine isn't working well for it. It could be excessive noise, lack of mental stimulation, sudden changes in routine, or even the presence of other animals that make it uncomfortable. What's fascinating is that each cockatiel develops its own communication strategies. Some flap their wings in a specific way when they want attention. Others make small, almost whispered sounds when they're content. It's as if each one develops its own dialect. Third thing you should never do, maintain a routine that's too rigid or too chaotic. There's a delicate balance in cockatiels' lives that needs to be respected. They love routine, but they also need novelties and stimulation. It's like a dance between predictability and pleasant surprises. An excessively rigid routine can leave a cockatiel bored and even depressed. Imagine eating the same food at the same time every day, never trying anything new. On the other hand, constant and unpredictable changes can generate anxiety and insecurity. The ideal is to have a solid routine base, regular meal times, respected rest periods, social interaction time, but seasoned with small novelties. An occasional new toy, different music, or even a subtle environmental reorganization can be fantastic stimuli. Cockatiels are naturally curious creatures. In nature, they spend much of their day exploring, searching for food, and interacting socially. At home, we need to recreate this richness of experiences in a safe and loving way. Fourth thing you should never do, underestimate their social needs. Here we have one of the most touching aspects of cockatiels' personalities: they are profoundly social. In nature, they live in flocks, share information, protect each other, and develop lasting emotional bonds. When a cockatiel lives with us, we become its flock. This means it depends on our company to feel safe and happy. Leaving it alone for very long periods can cause genuine loneliness, which manifests through excessive vocalizations, destructive behaviors, or even depression. But attention, I'm not saying you need to be available 24 hours a day. Cockatiels also need to learn to have moments of healthy independence. The secret is finding this balance, quality time together, but also space for it to develop self-confidence. A cockatiel that feels part of the family, that participates in the household routine safely, that has its interaction moments respected and valued, is an emotionally healthy cockatiel. They even develop specific greeting rituals for each family member. And since we're talking about creating a welcoming environment for our cockatiels, I want to share something special with you. In the video description, you'll find a loving curation of products that can greatly enrich your bird's life. These are intelligent toys, nutritious foods, and accessories that really make a difference in their daily lives. Each item was chosen thinking about the well-being and happiness of these special little creatures. Fifth thing you should never do: punish or use aversive methods. This is perhaps the most important point of our entire conversation. Cockatiels are extremely sensitive animals, both physically and emotionally. Any form of punishment or aversive method can cause deep and lasting trauma. Yelling at a cockatiel, making sudden movements to scare it, or any form of physical punishment is not only cruel but also completely ineffective. These methods can break the trust it has in you, possibly irreversibly. What truly works with cockatiels is positive reinforcement, patience, and understanding. When it does something you'd prefer it not to do, the best approach is to gently redirect its attention to something appropriate and reward the desired behavior. Remember, a messy or stubborn cockatiel is usually just expressing unmet needs or communicating something important. Instead of punishing, try to understand what it's trying to tell you. The beauty of the relationship with a cockatiel lies precisely in this respectful and loving communication. When you gain its trust, when you develop this special language of looks, sounds, and gestures, you realize you have in your hands one of the most rewarding experiences that exist. Conclusion: caring for a cockatiel is much more than providing food and water. It's about building a relationship based on mutual respect, careful observation, and genuine love. It's about recognizing that this small creature has a complex personality, specific needs, and an impressive capacity to teach us about patience, attention, and affection. Each cockatiel that enters our lives transforms us in some way. They teach us to pay attention to small details, to value simple moments of connection, to understand that communication goes far beyond words. If this video was useful to you, don't forget to leave your like and subscribe to the channel. That way you stay updated on all our tips and curiosities about these wonderful birds. And if you have any special experience with your cockatiel, share it in the comments. I love hearing these stories. In the end, having a cockatiel is having a life companion who will teach you about unconditional love, pure joy, and the beauty of living in the present. It's having by your side a being who will greet you with enthusiasm when you come home, who will share with you its moments of joy, and who, in its unique and special way, will make your life infinitely richer and more colorful. Take good care of your cockatiel, observe it with affection, respect its individuality, and prepare yourself for a journey of discoveries and happiness alongside this extraordinary little creature. Because in the end, we're not just cockatiel caretakers, we're life companions to beings who chose to trust us with their pure hearts full of love.